So this video is about how to remove your credit card late payments. So a lot of you guys are emailing me in regards to credit card late payments, if it's possible to, get them removed from your consumer report. And if you've been studying, you know that credit card payments are transactions. They're transactions that are reported to your consumer report from the financial institution. So the financial institution gives that information to the consumer reporting agencies. That is a transaction, that is your personal information. So, late payments is your personal information. So I'm going to prove to you how you can remove late payments from your consumer report. So 15 USC 1681A talks about transactions, okay? Talks about transaction and experiences. So we're going to read it. So we're going to go down to exclusions. So go down to 2, and it says exclusions. Except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not include, we talked about this a lot. I talked about this a lot on my channel. Report containing information solely as to transactions or experiences between the consumer and the person making the report. So again, we got to understand what person mean. Person does not just mean an individual. A person means a corporation, a financial institution, Wells Fargo, Navy Federal, Chase. These are all persons. These are financial institutions. So it says report containing information solely as to transactions or experiences between the consumer and the person making the report. So you're asking, can your late payments be removed? Yes. Transactions and experiences can be payment history. It can be hard inquiries. New open accounts is a transaction. Student loans is a transaction. A charge off reporting to your consumer report is a form of a transaction. These are all things that is your personal information. So you got to understand how to break down the code. So if you're looking to remove your late payments, it's telling you right here, transactions. A transaction is a late payment. You also got to remember that the consumer reporting agencies is a third-party company, and they have information in their database reporting without your consent, which is your transactions, which is your personal information. How? Can you prove that? Well, yes, I can prove that, because transaction and experiences on your consumer report is non-public personal information, meaning that the financial institution was supposed to keep these transactions confidential unless you gave them permission to pass it to a third-party company. So if you go to the term non-public personal information, it's going to tell you the term non-public personal information means personally identifiable financial information provided by a consumer to a financial institution resulting from any transaction, okay? Late payments is a transaction resulting from any transaction with the consumer or any service performed for the consumer. So it's telling you right there, transactions is excluded from my consumer report. A transaction is my personal information. It should not be on my consumer report. Non-public. So the law is telling you, it's right here, y'all. This is how you can prove that they violated you. You have to screenshot this stuff. Let them know. Because it's telling you right here, the term non-public personal information is a transaction. And transactions is your late payment. That's your personal information. It shouldn't be in the hands of a third party. No consumer reporting agency unless you gave them permission to put it in their hands. So if you go to 15 USC 6801, it talks about protection of non-public personal information. So let's read. It is the policy of Congress that each financial institution has an affirmative and continuous obligation to protect the privacy of its consumers and to protect the security and confidentiality of those consumers' non-public personal information. So it's telling you that the financial institution, Wells Fargo, let's say Wells Fargo is the one that's reporting that your credit card is late. They have a continuous obligation to respect the privacy of your personal information. So you just go straight to the law. We're not arguing with nobody. We're pointing out the laws. It's not about what you know, but it's what you can prove. So you're telling them, hey, you have a continuous obligation to respect my privacy. My transaction, which is my late payment, shouldn't be in the hands of a third party, which is the consumer reporting agencies. So somehow if my non-public personal information end up in a third party hands, such as the consumer reporting agency, there should be a signed disclosure form from me saying that it was okay. I'm not just telling you that, I can prove it to you. 15 USC 6802 obligation with respect to disclose of personal information. So again, obligation, they have an obligation. So let's read. Except as otherwise provided in this subchapter, a financial institution may not directly or through any affiliate disclose to a non-affiliate third party. Let's stop there. A non-affiliate third party. The consumer reporting agencies is not Wells Fargo. Those are two different entities. Those are two different companies. They are not associated with each other. That is a non-affiliated third party. Any non-public personal information, unless such financial institution provides or has provided to the consumer a notice that complies with Section 6803 of this chapter. So it say opt out. A financial institution may not disclose non-public personal information to a non-affiliated third party unless such financial institution clearly and conspicuously disclosed to the consumer in writing or in electronic form or other form permitted by the regulation. So there's supposed to be some type of form that you're supposed to sign saying that it's okay for your information to be reported or given to the third party. So the consumer reporting agency should have on their file them non-disclosure forms. So this is how you can remove your late payments, by proving this. B, the consumer is given the opportunity before the time that such information is initially disclosed to direct that such information not be disclosed to such third party. So it's telling you right there, you have the option to opt out of transactions being reported, such as late payments. You have the option to opt out of any type of information being reported to your consumer report. It's telling you that. A financial institution may not disclose non-public personal information. So it's not about what you know, it's what you can prove. So when you are disputing with these consumer reporting agencies to remove your late payments, you want to let them know, one, transactions or experiences don't belong on my consumer report, and you want to reference to that. You want to ask them to provide the disclosure forms that was signed by you from the financial institutions. So this is not just a formal dispute. You want to let them know clearly and conspicuously, hey, do you have them disclosure forms on file? Can you provide to me the disclosure forms on file? This is the way that you can get around getting accounts, late payments, and things of that nature removed by asking for certain things. Taking a screenshot of what non-public personal information means. Taking a screenshot of obligations with respect to disclose of personal information. Having this information in your disputes when you are sending it out. You're showing them the laws. You're proving to them. And then you're taking screenshots of the information reported to your consumer report. There's late payments on here. You don't want to just send a letter in stating that transactions and experiences don't belong on your consumer report, but not show that it's actually on your consumer report. You want to send that in your disputes too. Even though they know, you want to let them know you know. You want to screenshot it and send it to them in your disputes. So if you're just sending disputes to the consumer reporting agency stating transaction experiences don't belong on my consumer report according to 1681A2, and that's all you're doing, that's not enough. They don't care about the laws. You have to prove it. You got to go harder. Your late payments is your personal information and should be protected by the financial institution. That's what 6801 talks about. You want to demand what you want. You want to make it clear that this is not a formal dispute. I need you to provide documents stating that I gave you permission for my personal information, such as credit card transactions, to be reported. That's what you want to ask them. You want to file your complaints. Attorney General, CFPB, you want to put everybody up on notice with screenshots of this information, showing how they violated you. Look, hey, here's my report. There's transactions on there. I'm just asking the consumer reporting agencies for the disclosure forms on file. That's all you want them to give you. They shouldn't be sending you nothing else but what you asked for. And this is why y'all not getting results, because y'all are accepting anything that they send you back from the results. You're not fighting for your rights. You're not going hard because you're just accepting what they're talking about. But the law clear. I just showed you exactly what the law says. So if the law says what it says, it's up to you to fight for it. You can't just accept what they're sending you. So that's how you can remove late payments. Fight for your rights. Demand what you want. Okay, so in 2024, let's make a shift in our financial situation, y'all. If you need the notice to dispute your late payments, the link is provided in the bio. Set up a consultation call if you need further instructions, and do not wait to be great.